Hi everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. We are, as always, your hosts Arne and Carlos, and this summer we are highlighting some of our old videos with some really fun summer projects. And today's video is something very close to Arne's heart, so I'll let you introduce it.
Yeah, we are going to look at the old video from when we did our scrapbooks, and we also made a book about scrapbooking or art journaling. So I think it's one of my favorite things to do is to find old paper, fold it, put it in the sewing machine and sew them together and make books.
Yeah.
And then you can bring them when you travel. But sometimes they are a bit heavy to travel with, and I remember I think I've told this before, but I have a trick because there was a period we couldn't bring knitting needles on the airplanes. So what we do, we glue those paper bags that you get the chopsticks.
Yeah, when you go to Chinese restaurants and you have disposable chopsticks, they come in these little paper envelopes.
Yeah, so you glue that in your scrapbook, and then you put all your knitting needles in that. There's space for 5 needles, and we have had some metal needles going through security.
Yeah. Lots,
so
actually.
That's a tip. But I think maybe airports are more nice when it comes to knitting needles
nowadays.
But
well, not in all countries, but in some.
So
also,
it's a tip how to get your knitting needles into the airplane.
And also, if you're a grandparent or a parent with young kids, they probably bring you lots and lots of drawings. And maybe your fridge is full of them, you know, the outside with all the magnets. And if you have kids that produce quite a lot of artwork, as some do, it is a really super great tip. You know, you don't want to throw away any of their valuable, precious drawings, but you can actually incorporate them into your books, into your art journal. So I think without further ado, let's have a look at that.
But first, the formalities.
Yes, but first we have to do formalities, which we didn't do back then. And the formalities are as follows. Please like the episode and engage with it if you find it engaging and if you like the episode. Become a subscriber to our YouTube channel. Then you can click on the notifications bell and then you will be notified so that you never miss a single episode. Make sure to subscribe. We have a big family of Arne and Carlos friends here, and it is a lot of fun.
And put yourself on the mailing list, because then you won't miss anything.
Exactly. So here it is, how to make art journals with Arne and Carlos. Enjoy. We've been working with art journaling for more than 15 years. This is a great way for us to relax and take it easy at the same time as we are working with our ideas in our head. And it's also a great way to recycle paper. This is also Arne's way of cleaning up the mess in the house.
Because it's always hard to throw away nice paper, or we never do it. So we keep everything for our scrapbooks. Like this is like wrapping paper, which is too nice to be thrown away. And this is like the tapestry for a dollhouse. We use these pattern papers from old sewing magazines.
Here's a cute drawing of some sort, or a little doodle that we're going to use as well in paper, mixed up with some old line sheets and pretty paper so that somebody drew and gave us.
And when you decide the size of your book, like we do the Norwegian A4, which we fold in half.
It's a standard size.
Our standard size. And when you have bigger paper, you can use this cutting knife, or what do you call it?
Yeah, cutting tool of some sort.
Cutting tools, but we never do that because we like the raw edge. So we always fold the paper and we just rip it. And it doesn't matter if it gets a little bit, what you call it, skokt?
Oh,
crooked?
Yeah, kind of crooked. And the idea is that we sew all these bunches of paper like this, and then we make them into the books.
and we use them to put in all our ideas and our thoughts. It could be colors that we want to combine to see how they work. It can be knitting patterns that we're designing. It can just be pretty pictures that we find, or garbage, things that we find on the street that we just glue in to the books. Here we've got some pieces of lace,
And it can be
advertisement,
nice postcard.
nice postcards,
It's too nice to be used, so this goes into the book.
our boarding passes when we travel. Basically, we put everything inside these books. The way we do it is we start by sewing together bunches of paper, a couple of sheets, as many as you like. And then the good thing is when you fold them in half, like this, you can just follow that line in the sewing machine. And I've got a sewing machine here. This is Grandma's sewing machine. It runs by human power because we don't have electricity out here.
So as you can see, we keep a lot of different things. Like this is some old Christmas paper, and you actually in Norway we can't recycle the Christmas paper, so it's nice for your books. Another gift paper. This is some wrapping paper from Japan. It's very nice. And we also use this old, what do you call that in English?
Invoice or a bill.
Invoice or bill. There's no amount on this one, so. But if you don't want to pay it, you can put it in the book, or after you paid it, you put it in your book.
I think better after you pay it.
Better after. And what more can you use? Oh yeah, this is some handmade paper with some,
Is it the Japanese one?
I don't know.
It's nice.
This is from when I went to fashion school. This is from Arts and Crafts magazine. This is actually for when you iron this on white, and then you get the pattern and you make embroidery on top. But we never do that, so it's better in the book. And this page is from a magazine. It was the red page. It's a nice red page. It's not so nice on the other side, but here you can glue things. But you get 2 red pages. In your book, there's also this magazine which you don't have a lot of paper in your stash. You can always buy the Flow magazine. This is very good. And in this magazine there is always something you can use in your book. Like in this number there was this wrapping paper.
Oh, that's great.
Which
Great
you just
stuff.
fold it and use it in your book. This is beautiful. This we can use now.
Okay, perfect. Just give it to me and I will sew it for you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, it's too much of everything. And we also did some design for paper. So if you go to our website, you can find the link. So if you don't have a lot of paper, you can actually get some of the papers that we designed. So
Just tear it up.
this is a little bit smaller than the standard, but
But it doesn't matter.
Makes
They all go
nothing.
together.
it all goes together. So just a little bit smaller. That's not.
Give me a few more.
And one more. This one.
Perfect. This is going to make a beautiful page in a new diary.
And then when you have sewn all your paper and you made the diary, you get a book like this. Then it's time to fill it with all your stuff. So, like in this book we put picture for inspiration for the house. And most of this book are for the house.
Okay, so when you've sewn together all these bunches of paper, you put them together, like put one on top of the other like this. You've got your stitches visible on the side. Then you take a normal needle and some thread, and then you just sew them together, going back and forth from the top sheet or the top bunch to the bottom and back again. You go down, up, and you just sew this together by hand all the way down. When you've done that, you take you take a little, this kind of soft bandage fabric, and you glue it on top. And now these sheets are held together in a pretty good way. And you can already see here, when you start flipping through the pages, you see that the book is basically done already. And then, of course, the last step is to get some cardboard and glue the book onto the cardboard so that you get this. Find a nice fabric or recycle whatever you have. I mean, we've even done some books that have rice bags on them. We've got a pretty one here with embroidery, which is, first we made the cover and then we added the embroidery on top. There is all kinds. Here's another one which is embroidered. And this one here has got some really nice embroidered fabric with beads. So these are really great. And then after you make them, you just use them to put all your special ideas. Since it's art journaling, it's kind of like a diary, so we write a lot of stuff that maybe people shouldn't read, secret stuff. But we also do, we also have, ideas for colors, postcards, people who send us Christmas cards, they go in the books. Photographs that we take on our journeys. There is some of the sheets are so nice when we sew the books that we actually just leave them open. Recipes, more photographs, more beautiful sheets. Sometimes we even add tape. If we find a nice piece of paper that we forgot to bind in, we'll just tape it on. You've got pictures of the house, ideas for knitting, more beautiful pages that we don't want to use, but just keep as decoration. So yeah, it's a diary of everything and anything that is on your mind. Here's a boarding pass from a trip we did to Paris a few years ago.
If you're more organized, you can probably make a book for one special thing, like have a diary or a garden book. Or
these are fun. This is an old coaster and a little paper kind of lace decoration, probably from a restaurant somewhere.
That's from Paris.
From Paris, yes. Some design ideas that we've sketched on, and a lot of words. So yeah, basically you can use them for anything you want. There's no limit. The sky's the limit. Here's some more knitting ideas, more sketches. Yeah, keep your diary, make it colorful, make it fun. That's what art journaling is all about.